Hello everyone, back tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at weather the next 8 to 10 days in today's video first, and then we'll have a look at weather next month with SFSV 2. We've had this long run of pretty anticyclonic weather, lasted over a week now, around 10 days I think it's been going on for. Got another couple of days left, but it is on its way out this week. And as we approach Easter weekend, we're going to revert back to a much more unsettled pattern, traditional sort of bank holiday weekend coming up for Easter with low pressure dominating. Going to be a very unsettled one. So I'll show a detail on what's coming up in a moment. We'll have a detailed look at the Easter weekend on the Easter updates page this evening as well. So, as I say, this is going to focus on the next week to 10 days, which will encompass the Easter period, but we're not going to look at it in detail. For a detailed Easter look at that'll be this evening on the Easter updates page. But very on with that, just very quickly to say about the ads. There's links to articles on all the pages. Have a browse through widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks so much for doing that. This video adds to most of the pages. They open up the content when you watch them, they'll grow back up again. It does pay for the website. And just say we launched a competition yesterday in association with metcheck.co.uk weather instrumentation. We're giving away a digital thermometer. This is it. This is the page, garethoffice.com/competitions.php. This is the prize we're giving away, digital min-max thermometer in association with MetCheck Weather Instrumentation. It's worth £25.50, so it's a fantastic prize. And all you have to do to win this is just email gazweathers@gmail.com with subject, title, prize draw. Just give us your name and address. That will place you into the prize draw. And then on Sunday, Easter Sunday, at 7 o'clock, somebody will be drawn out of the bag, and they will be winning this prize. We'll be giving this away on Easter Sunday. So you don't have to do anything particularly difficult. You don't have to answer any questions or anything like that. It's just a simple prize draw. So email your name and address to gazoffice@gmail.com. And that's it. That's all you have to do. That will enter you into the prize draw. And thanks very much to MetCheck for giving us this lovely prize. I'll just go through to MetCheck's website. So we're going through now. Here it is. This is MetCheck Weather Instrumentation. They have loads of things that you can buy there. Fantastic resource shop for buying weather instrumentation. So they've supplied us with 3 prizes now. We've done 2 competitions over the previous couple of years. So this is the third prize that they've supplied us with. Do check out metcheck.co.uk website. Do check out their website and see if there's anything there that you're interested in buying. Right, let's get on with the video, and we're going to start off with the CET from Hadley, just see how things are progressing. So this is provisional up to the 20th. We're still a little bit cooler than average actually, so we currently stand at 5.2, anomaly of 0.2 of a degree below average. That's provisional to the 20th. It's been a pretty cool March, this one. Temperatures generally been below average. I have recovered a little bit over the past week as we've been getting less in the way of night frost, even though daytime temperatures still been a bit depressed. But even with that, we're still running a bit below average, and we're probably even more below average than that, to be honest, because there's normally a downwards correction of around 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 of a degree at the end of the month. So potentially, we're still actually under 5 Celsius for this March. I wouldn't expect that to increase a great deal more. I suppose it will tick up a little bit over the final week to 10 days a month. But I think generally we're probably going to keep it around, maybe even a little bit cooler than average through to the end of March. Let's have a look at the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. So the red line here is the 30-year temperature average. I've just changed the colour of the highlighter. The red line is the 30-year temperature average just here. Dates on the bottom of the chart. So the 1st of April is just here. You see, generally for the next week to 10 days up to the end of the month, we're basically keeping the temperatures around average. We do get a little warmer phase here. That's in association with an area of low pressure coming in over the Easter weekend. So that just lifts the temperatures up temporarily, but there'll be quite a bit of rain with that, so we probably won't feel it all that much milder actually on the surface. There is signs of a warming trend though as we get through into April. Now this is at the extended range of March. As I say, April the 1st is just here. And you can see that around this point, we are starting to see the ensemble members beginning to lift up above the red line. So a more definitive, warmer interlude perhaps on the way for the first week of April. It's a long way off. It's at the extended range of the model, but the white line here, which is the trend line, that's taking each individual member of the ensemble and sort of creating a trend out of them. That's definitely lifting up. So the first week of April, we might see a bit of a burst of spring warmth. But up to then, not really seeing anything sustain in terms of warmer conditions. Now, it's very dry at the moment. It has been for the past week to 10 days. Been little bits of rain and drizzle with all of the cloud that's been coming off the North Sea for eastern parts of the country. But generally, it's a dry phase that we've been in. However, that is coming to an end. You notice all these precipitation spikes are reappearing here for the end of March. This is the end of March to the 1st of April just here. Looks like we're going to have a very unsettled end to the month and going into the start of April as well. Even if the temperatures lift up at the start of April, it does look very unsettled. And I would expect this is all kicking off really around the end of the week into the bank holiday weekend, just in time, as I said, for a traditional sort of bank holiday. A bit of bank holiday washout perhaps for some of us. So this is how the GFS is looking for Saturday. Low pressure piling in off the Atlantic. There's an active weather system coming in here with this, bringing outbreaks of rain. And then as we move through into Easter Sunday, we keep it very unsettled with low pressure around the country, more areas of low pressure going into bank holiday Monday as well. So a really unsettled run of weather, I think, over the weekend and into next week. This takes us beyond Easter into Tuesday. And the low pressure stays with us into Wednesday, the 30th of March. By the time we get through to Thursday, the 31st, the last day of the month, we're just building a little bit of a transient ridge across the country, but it doesn't last. And by the time we go through to April the 1st, Friday the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, the weather is bringing in another bout of rain off the Atlantic. So really unsettled phase to the end of March into the start of April. The ECWF, very similar, low pressure piling in from the Atlantic on Saturday, bringing rain across many parts of the country. Stays unsettling Easter Sunday. Easter Monday has this rather alarming looking area of low pressure just out to the west of the country, and as we run through another 24 hours, we find that low pressure with really tight packed isobars as well, sitting right over top of the country. So this implies a bout of heavy rain and possibly gale force winds sweeping across the country on Easter Monday. That is quite alarming. The GFS isn't as bad as that for Easter Monday. It is unsettled, but it isn't to that degree. But those are very tight packed isobars across England and Wales particularly, indicating a very unsettled phase coming up over the Easter weekend. We go through into the middle part of next week, and this is Wednesday the 30th of March, low pressure in control. That's more showery, and at least the winds are calming down as well. And then we can go through to day 10, and it still is staying unsettled, but the low pressure is sort of elongating across the country, so at least we're losing risk of wind and persistent rain. It's probably still showery, but it is an improving picture through the middle part of next week. Finally, the GEM, again, very similar, low pressure piling in from the west on Saturday, stays unsettled for Sunday and for Easter Monday as well. And this unsettled weather continues through into the end of month. This is the 31st of March, day 10, and we see low pressure is still heading in off the Atlantic. A little bit of a ridge ahead of it, but I think the days are numbered of that ridge. The low pressure is a driver off the Atlantic. How long is this unsettled weather going to go on for? Let's just have a quick look at CFS-V2 for the next month before I go. So these are the 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period is the week that we're in, the 21st through to 27th. As an anomaly, we still have a ridge across country, but remember, this is transitional, so this is taking into account the next 2 or 3 days, which are still largely settled by Thursday, Friday. This is all starting to break down as this trough of low pressure in the Atlantic is moving in across the country. So the next week period, I should say, from the 28th through to the 3rd of April. That one is very unsettled. Deep trough of low pressure around the UK, just to the west. low pressure piling in off the Atlantic with the jet stream as well. That's a very unsettled end to March and start to April. The next week's period is the 4th through to the 10th of April. The CFS wants to keep that unsettled as well, with the low pressure a little bit more to the southwest. And what that would do is send the air a little bit more from the southwest, or the south perhaps even. So this explains the lift up in temperatures through the early part of April, but nevertheless it's still very unsettled, with this low pressure, the main driver, no doubt providing quite a bit of rain. So it's just basically going from cool rain, such as we have for the end of March, into a warmer rain for the start of April. And then the next weekly period, going from the 11th through to the 17th of April, still looks quite unsettled. The low pressure is out to the west as an anomalous trough. We are building some ridging across Scandinavia, so again I think the flow could probably be doing something like that, so it could be warmer. That's the good news. We could well see temperatures lifting up through the first half of April, turning warmer, but very unsettled still, with that low pressure in the Atlantic always looking like being the main driver. Notice all this red over top of the North Pole. This is northern blocking. In some instances this could feed cold air down into the trough like that, but the CFS is not really seeing it. It wants to place us, continue to place us on the warmer side of the trough for the first half of April, but that could be adjusted, of course. It's no guarantee, but it will be like that. It is very extensive northern blocking over the top of the pole. As long as it's there, we have to watch out for the chance of entrenching some colder air into this trough. But on the basis of what CFS-V2 is showing, really it looks like warm and wet for the first half of April, and very unsettled into March as well. We're still just about hanging on to high pressure at the moment. It's on its way out later this week. It will set us up for a very unsettled Easter weekend, and that will continue into the start of April, most probably. So that's how the video is looking today. What else have I got to say? I've got to remind you to come back this evening for the latest Easter update. And if you haven't entered the competition to win that fantastic thermometer, do so now by going to the competitions page, or just emailing your name and address to gazwavis@gmail.com with subject titled prize draw. That's all for now then, and thanks for watching.